Welcome to Module 2, Promotion Protocol, Uncover Your Blind Spots. Before you can change anything about yourself to get back on the pathway to promotability, you have to need to know what to change. And that's by uncovering those blind spots. And it's something you can't do by yourself. So there are things that you know, and there are things that you don't know, and then there are things you don't know. And there's no way to reveal that. But I'm going to give you a tool today where you're going to start by taking a self-inventory, and then from there, you can ask 3 to 5 people to give you some constructive feedback in terms of how they view you in some of these areas. This is going to be a win-win situation for everyone. At least that's our goal. When I think about a blind spot, I think about the things that we already know. So if we take you driving in your automobile, you know in your vehicle you have a blind spot. But let's just say for a moment you were daydreaming and you start to veer into the next lane. And as you veer into the next lane, there's some consequences that can happen. Some of them could be insignificant, but some could be very significant depending on the extent of that blind spot. So one of the things that I think that we don't talk about a lot in careers is the same thing happens in your career. A lot of times people talk about strengths, but unless we find out what our blind spots are, the consequences can be catastrophic for our career and keep us stuck. So I want you, as an employee, to improve your chances of getting promoted. So by taking this self-assessment at the end of this module will be a good place to start. What you're going to do is I'm going to list a strategy in the first column, and in the second column, you're going to rate yourself from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being poor and 10 being excellent. Do not skip any of the 26 categories. Save the document so you can research ways to improve in each area and record your progress. In my experience, people tend to overrate their skills or undervalue their skills. So once you complete the actual inventory, consider asking 3 to 5 people who you trust that will give you constructive feedback for their assessment of your skill sets. Remember, we're trying to uncover your blind spots. So I'm just going to name the 26 areas. You'll be able to see that on the inventory that you can download in this particular module. Attitude, brand, communication, depth, energy, focus. Gratitude, habits, integrity, jaded, knowledgeable, lifelong learner, mindset, network, opportunity, problem solver, question, responsibility, self-awareness, thank you, unique, vision, white lies, X factor, yearning, and zone. If you're not quite sure how to get started, you might rate yourself, and how you might actually rate yourself. Here's an example. Attitude. How important do you think it is having a professional and positive attitude at work? What is your attitude each day when you arrive at work? What about throughout the day? Do people like to be around you? Do you bring a positive attitude or outlook to the workplace, or do people avoid you? Do you bring down the team? Do people make excuses for you, such as, well, that's just the way he is, and try to avoid you? Are you an energy drain on the team? Don't be a Debbie Downer or a Ned Know-It-All. The point is, you don't want to be known in your company as an energy vampire, a person who sucks the air out of the room. When you're around those kind of people, you feel bored, overwhelmed, or frustrated by them. These people exist. Make sure you're not one of them. Remember, bad attitudes are contagious, and so are good ones. How would people you work with describe your attitude? According to the dictionary, the definition of attitude is a way of thinking or feeling expressed through behaviors. Attitude can be expressed in a variety of ways, such as job satisfaction, productivity, innovation, respect, helpfulness, and overall morale within the department. Attitude is fundamental to your career success. It is a social soft skill. There are many excellent assessments online that you can take to form a baseline if you don't feel like you're self-aware, or as self-aware as you really like to be. Assessments can include attitude, emotional intelligence, leadership skills. We all have blind spots, so the more that you begin to uncover yours and take action steps to improve, the more confident and more promotable you become. If you think generally you maintain a positive attitude, how about under stress? That's a real test. Ideally, you set the stage each day when you wake up. Start out each day with a gratitude journal, or doing a positive meditation, or stating positive affirmations. State 3 things that you're grateful for, or write them down. The more consistent that you are starting each day like this starts to set the tone for improving your attitudes. Taking these small steps will significantly change your attitude outlook. Once you find the beauty in little things, your universe seems to expand in higher proportion. Surround yourself with positive people. Don't you love being around positive people? I know I do. Positive people help inspire me and motivate me. They make me smile. Do you make others smile? Do good work without expecting anything in return. Be willing to forgive. Learn from your mistakes. Do not beat yourself up mentally. When you make a mistake, get in the habit of thinking through what you've learned and then move on. Don't dwell on negative things or people or conversations. I believe part of my professional success is I don't dwell on those problems. I get into action and work towards a solution. I change my state. My advice is get into action and a change in attitude will follow. You can take your first step towards leadership by improving your attitude at work with family and friends. It starts with you. If you're doing all these things to maintain a consistent and positive attitude each day, then rate yourself a 10. If you feel there are areas for improvement, give yourself a score lower than 10. Now complete the self-assessment and see where there are opportunities for change. Remember, this is all about uncovering those blind spots so that you can get back onto the pathway to promotability. Good luck.